Hello and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3, and where we left off we had just managed to get the game fixed, and I was telling you about some economy update and a situation report. Now it is September 2nd and the war has begun. Poland has been attacked by Germany and this is the first day of the war. As you can see, the Poles have a pretty substantial amount of their forces on the Soviet border, and they're probably going to need to keep them there due to the fact that the Soviets will attack them soonish. And it seems like their better units are actually on the Soviet border. But they've got a lot of infantry divisions, although there's gaps in their line, which... it's not the best, is it, really, that there are gaps in their line? I'm just thinking, how long can they hold for? Because we've got a whole bunch of people to invite. So, Canada can join us, as can New Zealand, and as can South Africa. Now, I'm going to give South Africa a attack order to attack here. Oh, I can't do that yet because the game's not registered that they're part of my faction yet. And we can't invite Belgium into our faction, I don't think. Yeah, that says that's impossible. But we can bring in the Netherlands. And part of me thinking the earlier that they're in, the better. So let's get them in and see if they all accept. And they have indeed all accepted. And if there's any forces on the German border, this should muck up the AI a little bit for a little while. And they don't have a huge amount of troops, but they've got a few. It's enough at least, I think, to cause some problems. Although that Panzer Division doesn't look friendly. Now, we do have a force of ships in position to transfer the BEF. Now, the real question is, because of that area there, do I transfer the BEF to Amsterdam? Or do I transfer them to France? If I had more troops, I probably could launch out of Amsterdam and see how much damage I could do. Because in some areas, they haven't got a lot facing us. You know what? Let's... No, let's not do that. Now, Luxembourg, they're a fair distance from joining us. Let's bring across all of our main units. You know what? I'm going to transfer the Marines over there. And they're going to go to Calais. Then our Marine Corps is going to make its way like so towards Amsterdam. They're going for an Amsterdam holiday. Now, what to do about the German naval assets? Yeah, let's move some destroyer flotillas out on patrol and see how these flotillas do. We'll move 3 out for now, and I'm going to put these ones on passive because they're a little bit further out. And I'm going to send out... We need a little bit of cover up here, so I'm going to send out these guys on a passive mode. And I think the Warspite part of our group as well. So from a naval standpoint, yeah, we've completely blockaded them, which is good. And from an organisation standpoint, you'll see that we've got an air command, we've got a BEF, we've got the Norwegian Expeditionary Force, which I'm getting ready to move towards Norway if necessary. And of course, as I said, we've got the BF. In East Africa, I've got a huge amount of militia, and I've also moved some of our infantry divisions from the UK over to here to aid in my quick knockout offensive that I'm going to be doing down there. Buy nickel from Canada. Oh, and we've got uranium, gold, and an oil refinery. And I can now invite Australia to the faction. So we've got all of our puppet states, even though they're not puppet states, but they're, you know, under our sway, let's put it that way, in our faction. Now we have no supplies at the moment. That is not good. And you know what, I'm going to bump everything into the upgrades at the moment to make sure that we've got as many upgrades as possible. Alright, we're going to move you back. And Liberia is offering us access, we will go for that. And we've got the early war historical allies effect now. And we've already, looks like we've sunk a few convoys that belong to the Germans. And I'm going to put out a little bit more on the officer recruitment, just to get us back to 110% officer ratio. I've been playing a load of the Outer Worlds today, actually. It's an amazing game. Really enjoying it so far. And we also enacted some new laws as well. In the meantime, I forgot to mention that. And how far away are Ireland, actually, from our faction? Directly in the middle. And Brazil is moving towards our faction. As is Norway. Right, I'm going to influence Norway. I'm going to influence Sweden. And I'm going to influence Brazil. Oh no, I'm already influencing them. Let's influence Ireland. Let's get a load of influence going. And you know what, I am going to take it out of here. Just going to put the odd number of, like so. And hopefully we'll get some more leadership soon. And I'm going to send our Marines forward to Zvalor. And Amersfoort. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And as I say, I have no idea how well plain... what have we caught here? I have no idea what we've found. It looks like we just discovered the Kriegsmarine here. Trying to make a breakout. We've got a little bit of supply coming through. Okay, we are in a good position there. Let's move up to Savoli and let's see how our Marines do against a tank division. I imagine not well, but, you know, you never know. Possibilities. They do have anti-tank. We just had a whole bunch of radar stations get built. And what have we found here? Yeah, so I'm going to take all these off. And we found the Gneisenau with our fleet here. Where be our battleships? I have no idea what's happened to our battleships. We didn't lose them anywhere. Let's have a look. So we've got Home Fleet 2, Home Fleet 3, Home Fleet 4, Home Fleet 5 has travelled to there for some reason. It's weird. But we can lend air support, so we shall. Let's lend as much air support as we have available. We've got 3 units of naval bombers there. We did lose a single fighter there. Come on, battleships. Forwards, forwards, forwards. Right, we stopped the breakout at least. I'm going to build some more twin-engine fighters as soon as possible for use in the Mediterranean. Or, sorry, the Atlantic. It's going to be over a river, isn't it? Ah, and Belgium. Aha, so Belgium did join the Allies. Okay, that's good, at least. We're doing this all very early. So hopefully I'm not making a mistake. Okay, move the rest of our infantry divisions out. And we can move them to Rotterdam and move a single division to Bruges. So the BEF Air Army we can move down. And let's send BEF 1 in that direction. Send our HQ to there, and then we'll keep the BEF main command out of Calais. Now, in theory, at least, by having Belgium and France in early, that should keep our allies in the war a little bit longer. So I'm going to set some goals and see if we can't push into Germany a little bit. As I say, I don't imagine this will be particularly, effective, but, we'll do what we can. And I've also got several strategic bombers, and I'll start hitting their production. So let's go logistical, strategic bombing, isn't it? For each one of them. done a good job. Brooks is on the front line. He's going to get a little bit of experience off of this. And I'm really just waiting on the first armoured corps. The French divisions are coming in. Ooh, they are beaten up. Okay, I wouldn't say that was good. I'm going to let them recuperate because they've taken an absolute hammering. Okay, and we've got some infantry divisions now that I can send north. And in this direction. We've got the 4th Infantry Division that I can send up. And the 3rd I can send up as well. We need our tanks, really. I just haven't had my tanks in time. And we won the battle off the coast of Holland. I didn't notice that one going on. Where is my navy? Ah, here we go. War spikes. Okay, we found the Scheer and the Deutschland. So, 14 v 15. Let's sink them. Come on. Keep going. HMS Kroom is involved. Look at that. And they managed to extradite themselves, and oh, we found an absolute shit ton of subs. Okay, so they lost the Königsberg and the Nuremberg in that. Lost 2 light cruisers. Once you start sinking the escort ships, then you start getting everything else. And again, got another battle. And we lost another destroyer, but they lost another 3 destroyers and 2 more light cruisers. This is going well. Right, let's move up these infantry divisions. Let's see if we can't cause them a problem. Right, is there a river crossing here? Hasselt? Yes, there is. You know what, we'll keep them positioned there, and I'll move up that infantry division to there. And the 1st Infantry Division is in position as well, ready to attack. Let's counterattack. Right, so we've got carrier aircraft hangar in position. And if anyone watches my Erud Lewin campaign, you should know by now that I don't do defensive. We attack or we die. That's the options available. Although, if things start to go south, I am going to get these units out of here. And the Illustrious has nearly been built as well. Another carrier. Shame I haven't got these guys further north, to be honest. Like maybe based out of Den Haag? Yeah, let's do that. Because then I can give my troops in the field air support. Okay. Oh no. No, no, no. You weren't meant to... Yeah. No, that's not what we wanted to do. Oh, they're taking a hammering. You were meant to ground attack here. Let's go, ground attack. Okay, they've got 3 fighter wings. But we have more fighter bombers than them in that particular battle. Get there on the 18th. We've lost the battle off the coast of Holland there. And Queen Elizabeth's taken an absolute battering. And you know what? I think it's probably time for you to retreat. So let's put you in here. And I'm going to reallocate some of our forces from the north here. I do have the newest fleet possible. You know what? Let's reposition the Hood in Hull. As well as... And let's run the Duke of York on protection duty. How are they looking up here? Fine, no issues really. And we got the next level of landing craft flotilla, which means we can start getting things like twin engines, although we need to wait to get structural improvements. Right, counter-attacking here. Come on, everyone involved. Okay. The Poles have managed an encirclement. Oh, wow. Okay. Not too bad. Although they're still folding overall. Being attacked by a Panzer division. Taking a bit of a hammering. You know what? I'd actually prefer you to attack that Panzer division, to be honest. Do we have any extra stuff that we can call over from the UK? It's too far range. Come on. Damn, you're moving slowly. Okay, that's not great. How many units do I have north? Okay, 1 infantry division. That, you know what? It's probably better off defending. You know what? I'm going to pull out from there. There's no point counter-attacking in one area if we're getting pushed back everywhere else. Let's move back to Amsterdam. And let's make sure that all of the Dutch units can pull out of the north. Transport ships are still in place. I'm going to bring them around in case an evacuation is needed. Because looking at those Panzer divisions, it might well be. And aha, there we go. So we are losing destroyers and light cruisers, but we just caught an absolute shit ton of them there, and I can move the hoods to head them off as well. She'll get them. So our newest battleships are engaging. Let's slow this one down and have a look. So, Duke of York It's a 6-kilometer distance. And we've got pretty good positioning values, not amazing. And we want to sink the shear. We lost the Belfast. Can't believe we lost the Belfast, considering that was one of the... Right, where are they going? I think they're going... They might be going south, you know. Hey, go south. We're gonna go for this. Nope. Is that them? Nope, we found them. We found one set of them. Okay, so in the Battle of Bridlington Bay, the Hood is engaged. So we should absolutely wreck the coastal battleships. Let's get them again. Let's keep this going. And they want to buy some Spitfires. We'll go for that. Okay, we managed to get ourselves out of there pretty quickly. Let's move the 1st Infantry Division to here. Let's move to here, and let's move like that. And form a new defensive line here. And use this 4th Infantry Division to keep them contained for now. Okay, so we've sunk the Schleswig Holstein and another load of destroyers and light cruisers. Is that? Yeah. I think that's the end of them. Well, that was well played. They are trying to break out, but they're not doing a very good job. We are experiencing sinkings though, and we don't have a huge amount of convoys. So let's start mobilizing to fight this. So let's go patrol. 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 And we'll use the reserve fleet here to patrol as well. So I'm going to put them on passive. That does cover everything. I might have just effed myself if the although we should be able to hold a defensive line for a while. I mean, come on. You know what? I'm worried by the fact that things don't seem to be going very well here. We might just have to say sayonara to them. He's going to arrive on the 22nd on this manual retreat. Let's move them back to Antwerp. Not being attacked anywhere down there. And I'm going to take off these ludicrous objectives. I had more faith in the powers here. So the first of the Allied evacuations of World War II are going to take place. The Amsterdam evacuation. We lost the effects of helium, but who cares? I don't mind if we do Lend-Lease, but I'm not going to send them anything. And let's get twin engines and the auxiliary fuel tanks. Study for the level 3 Mountain HQ has finished. I think I accidentally said that we needed that. I don't need to do that. But we've got our own production to deal with, France. Jesus. Okay, you know what? Because we need supplies and we need them quickly, I'm going to stop our production queue for a minute. Ooh. So we've caught something here. You know what? We are relocating you the hell out of there. Anywhere with decent levels of airports? Yeah, there. Okay, and the Soviets have just attacked the Poles. What has happened to your units? Germany's conquered Luxembourg. Okay, right now the 4th Infantry Division is doing a stellar job of holding them in place, just while we get those other units out. I'm going to move these guys to Antwerp. And I'm going to do the same to you, except I'm going to move you to Bruges. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-establish another line on here. Yeah, like so. And hopefully we can get some Amsterdam units or some of the Netherlands units out of this encirclement. I'm going to move you back to port. And in fact, I'm going to move all of them back to Greater Yarmouth. We could lose the 5th Infantry Division here. Okay, they only arrive on the 24th actually, so you know what, maybe we'll get there before them. Okay, in the meantime, we've got a load of forces back here, so move up to Brega, move up to Donrich, to Brega, and keep you in Antwerp. In the meantime, I can probably move them back now. I can move them back. Come on, get yourself out of there. Frederick Morgan is moving very slowly, but he's going to make it. Yes, okay. Alright. And I'm going to move these guys to Dordrecht. And I can move these guys safely south now. Yeah, we did lose a lot of troops there. We're going to keep the way up to Amsterdam open. We need to hold Breda. Is there any decent air bases? Ah, here, Brussels. Go, go, go! Dogger Bank. Hey, come on. They would be going this way, I imagine. Okay. I didn't count on the Germans having this many troops, to be honest. But they haven't even built the Tirpitz yet. I guess I didn't get it completed until 1941, actually. Or 1940, I think. Something like that. I think that's a bit harsh. We wouldn't be punishing the enemy if it was us in World War II, so let's... It looks like we've been able to force them out of position. I'm going to send out this unit of torpedo boats to hopefully sort things out here, because there's still a load of them being sunk there. It looks like we've sorted out our supply issue relatively. That means I can get back to producing. Just need them to hold a little bit longer. Right, there's no defensible position here, so I'm going to hold reform in Brussels. Going to hold a little bit longer. 5th Infantry. Now, if you're wondering where my fighters are, I just don't have enough fighters at the moment. I don't have the range. They've got to be used for home defense, unfortunately. Let's put them on passive for these ones in the London area. Yeah, that'll be all of them. It's going to get on the 29th. Should be able to hold for more than enough time to handle that. Ah, and we found the Hipper. Now, do you have range? That's the question. No. Oh, they're just outside of range. Come on, sink it. Yes. Now, we're fighting submarines with battleships, so it doesn't particularly go well. Although, this is the sort of battle we want. The Graf Spray. Come on. Reacquire. Oh, they lost the Hipper. Move order to there. You know what? Where be... Yes, there they are. Move up. Need to keep patrolling. Patrolling. What have you found? Come on. We've managed to find some more destroyers. Things are all going relatively well. I'm going to drop a save now. There we go. And I think by doing this we have kept Poland at least in the fight. They've managed to establish an actual front line, which is good now that they've dropped back a little bit. So we are distracting them. Ooh, we've been attacked. Although it is by a relatively weak division. Come on, force them back. Right, move back. And go back on patrol in that direction. And we've won the Battle of Antwerp. Come on now. It should not take that long to get there. You get there on October 1st, go for it. Sink them. Carrier torpedo protection is advanced. As of the rudder, the screws, the hull shape. And okay, we've had Illustrious come out. Let's put you in Liverpool. Okay, and we've got some of our units here that we can bring out now. So, the Royal Tank Corps, you were waiting on a motorised engineer detachment. You were waiting on a, I believe, was it a... Yeah, it was this AC division. Good. Okay, so they're both ready. Still a way off with those units, though. Although I could at least send over what I have. That doesn't look good. There's a black box for one of the naval units there. That looks not good at all. Alright, let's get you into position. get there on the 1st. We're going to reinforce before that point. You know what? Don't need both divisions doing that. Brings them down. You know what? We can move you back. Oh, we got high popularity. Now, here's a whole load of events. So we'll pay this time, trade has expired, industrial zone, we'll do this, not right now, not right now, not right now. We will build the Vulcan factory, Leyland Motors, very good, very good. So, install Beaverbrook. Now, Beaverbrook was a major part of World War II for aircraft production. So, we are going to do this. And I believe we get the advanced air striking force form somewhere or other. Not 100% sure where that gets formed though. Is it out of London? Probably should have paid more attention to the event. Or is it in the production queue? Ah, it's in the production queue, great. More things in the production queue. Okay, and we've got a little bit more going on here. Let's get the amphibious unit training, because that's particularly useful. And how are Norway looking? Yeah, they are making their way closer, slowly but surely. Iraq. Oh, they've come out of our faction and they're now going to. Ooh. What the fuck just happened? Oh, I missed something. Oh, I missed something really big. Oh, that was bad micro. Oh, shit. Fuck me. How could you lose? What the fuck? Oh, I have no idea what happened there. I was too busy looking at the other stuff. And in a fell swoop, we just lost all of our carriers. The thing is, carriers used to be the thing where you could just leave them, and, you know, I was never that worried about them because they used to be pretty survivable, but that's not good. Well, it looks like my incompetent commanding is at least role-playing as the British, because that was fucking painful. Okay, let's have a think about this. I'm gonna need to replace those. Okay, it's fine. Oh, that wasn't good. Okay, well, on the one hand we've stopped the German Navy, but losing that amount of ships was not on. Whatever way you look at it. At the moment, their naval arm seems to be doing the most damage. Fully committed in the north here. get them loaded on. And let's get them reallocated. Oh, that was not good. That was really bad. Right, let's get you into port, because you need to be repaired. And let's bring out the Nelson. Right, we'll create the Gurkha brigades. That has shook me. Losing that many ships in one go. That was... I need to bounce back from that. Consider me shook. Well, at least we're onto the 1940 techs a little bit ahead of time. How long is it going to take me to replace those carriers? Only 41. That's not too bad. I do have one carrier. Need more aircraft up, to be honest. Let's go round like that. Right, we are going to go for the National Service Act of 1939. Let's take command. We'll buy the Nuffield mechanizations, and we'll go for the Land Girls. We're going to do everything we can here to come back from that. And we've got some HQ units, so I'm going to turn these into infantry divisions when I get the chance. Or mountain divisions. Right. They are all in position. Okay, we're being attacked by the 3rd Panzer in Antwerp, but we have got fortifications here, although they're not amazing. Yeah, we're going to beat them back. HQ. And I'm nearly ready to call this an episode here. This has been a little bit slow burn, but you have to sort of pay attention. Otherwise, what I just said happens, and you get absolutely your arse handed to you in one naval battle because you're not paying attention. That was stupid. While holding them in place. And how far away are Norway from joining us? Still a lot of distance away. Sweden? Still a fair distance away. And Brazil a fair distance away. Well, thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode when hopefully we can continue our campaign against Germany. As you can see, we seem to have stabilised the front line in Belgium for now. And I'm going to move our armoured aspects into position to make sure that we don't lose the front around Namur and Philippeville. So thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks again. Bye-bye.